Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Bob. Another day of surfing the Word. And if you ever want to look us up on YouTube, it is Surfing the Word, all one word, no space. Surfing the Word, one word, and you go to YouTube and you can see previous teachings. So today we're still we just come out of the Holy Week, but there's so many nuggets that's around it that I like to jump in some of them because, boy, if Steven Spielberg ever got a hold of this, boy, there's a whole lot of action taking place. And so I want to kind of get around the whole lot of action. I mean, there's action everywhere all the way through before Jesus died on the cross. That whole thing there, just action. And I'm getting to Matthew the other day, and we did the story in Luke, and I'm jumped over to Matthew today. And it's just I don't even know where to jump in. I like the part where we kind of talk about where in Luke where the people sneered him. That's a word we don't use very much. They sneered him, you know. And I'll just jump in here, and then we'll take off. It says the soldiers we'll jump into Matthew 27, 7:25, and really gets 7:25 is about Barabbas or Jesus, you know. One day, it's funny, week 4, it's triumphal entry, yay, Jesus. And then now all of a sudden, now he says you got your choice. You can have Barabbas or you can have Jesus. I'll let one of them off. But the whole crowd go, Barabbas, 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 Barabbas. And I like what Pilate said, hey, I'm washing my hands of this. It's up to you guys. And I remember the story. His wife said, hey, don't you mess with this guy. I had a bad dream. So don't you mess with this guy. So he just turned it over to the people. He says, okay, people, I'm going to turn this Jesus thing over to you. And all the people says, let this blood be on us and our children. Oh, Jesus, that's bad, man. That's the devil's crowd talking. Yeah. Oh, it's sad. Let this blood be on us and our children. What a cursey mouthload that is. So then they released Barabbas, and then he had Jesus flogged. Boy, that's a whole teaching in itself. They ripped him up, flogged, pieces of metal and pieces of bone, shredded him. They released Barabbas. But they had Jesus flogged. So that's the bloody picture. Just flogged him. They handed him over to be crucified. You know, that was a heyday for the devil. Yay, we got him now. Woo, woo. You know, I can just see him going through that, man. So they were having a heyday. Then it dropped down to 27. It says the governor's soldiers took Jesus, gathered the whole soldiers around him. It says they stripped him, put a scarlet robe on him, and then, listen to this, they twisted together a crown of thorns, and they set it on his head. So they took some thorns and wrapped them around, and it says, and they set it on his head. I'm sure they just didn't lay it on. Now we got blood dripping down. Crazy stuff in here, man. A lot of action happening. So it says, this is the heavy part. They put the crowns on, and they set it on his head. Now look, then they took a staff and set it in his right hand. You see, blood running down, crown holding a staff, you know. Ha, Jesus, we got you. It says they put a staff on the right hand and they knelt in front of him, mocking, Hail Jesus, mocking. The devil's having a heyday. He's having a party. We got him now. Hail Jesus. They bowed before him as he blood pouring down, holding a staff. It says then they started spitting on him. Spitting on him. They kept spitting on him. Now listen to this. I never really hit this really hard the other day. Then they took that staff out of his hand and they struck him on his head. Now, beat his head. It says again and again. So they got that crown on her, beating him with a crown with them thorns in his head. It says they beat him with a stick in the face and the head again and again and again and again. Yikes, that's bad news. That's hard, man. I never seen that. They beat him again and again and again with that stick in his head. On the head with them crowns. Again and again. Verse 31. in chapter 27. After that, they mocked him. They took the robe off of him, and they put his own clothes back on him, and then they led him ready to crucify him. And that's when they took the cross. They had the cross, and they were going out, and then a man who helped him carry the cross and so forth and so on took him to a place called Golgotha. And then they put him on the cross, and they started mocking him. 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on the left, one on the right. And then as he was on the cross, it says, those who walked by just insulting him, insulting him, shaking their head and said, "Ha, you're going to destroy the temple, and you said you're going to build it in 3 days? Save yourself." Kept mocking him up. "Come on down, you son of God. Come on down." Mocked him and mocked him and mocked him. Sneer. Come on down. It says, "Come on down if." Can you see the devil talking here? If. Oh my, I think about that in Matthew chapter 4 when Jesus was tempted 40 days and he took him out to be tested by the devil. If you that. If. Here we go again. Come down from the cross if you're the Son of God. Come on down if you who say you are. But Jesus had to keep his mouth shut because he was on assignment. He had to keep his mouth shut. He could have called down 12,000 legions. He could have smashed them all. But he was on assignment, so he had to keep his mouth shut. In the same way, the chief priests and the lawyers of the law and the elders, all of them mocked him. Pharisees, Sadducees, all the teachers mocked him and mocked him and mocked him. And they kept yelling, "You saved others, what about saving yourself?" They kept yelling. Look, can't even save himself. If he's the king of Israel, come on down. Come on down off that cross. Come on down, big boy. Come on down. And you come on down right now, we'll believe you. It's all here. Verse 43 in chapter 27. His trust in God. Let God hey God, what about your boy? What are you going to do about him? It says, let God rescue him if he wants him. For he said, I am the Son of God. You can underline that about Jesus before, I'm the Son of God. Hey, Daddy-o, come on down and save your boy. Come save your boy if you're really a God. Because he said he's the son of who? Of God. Okay, come on, save your boy. In the same way, the robbers next to him crucified him also, the one who was heaping the salt. So here we go. So, the death of Jesus. So from the 6th hour until the 9th hour, darkness came over the land. And then about the 9th hour, Jesus cries out his voice, my God, red print, why have you forsaken me? You know, when he took the sins of the world, Dad had to turn his head away. Had to turn away his head when putting all that burdens and all them sins before, after, now, and the future sins was dumped on him. My God, why have you forsaken me? Dad had to turn his head for a moment. He had to turn his head away for it to take place. When some of those standing, they heard him say, well, he's calling Elijah. He's calling Elijah. Then immediately one of them ran up the sponge, filled it with vinegar, stuck it up to his mouth for Jesus to drink. The rest said, leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah's going to come and take him away. And then Jesus' last words there in Matthew, and in verse 50, and when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit and said, it is finished. I love that. It is finished. It is finished. Father, assignment complete. I did everything you want me to do. Assignment is complete. Assignment is complete. It's finished, Dad. Whew. That was over with. It's finished. Now here we go. Boy, Spielberg ever got a hold of this one. And in that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. Well, I could spend about an hour there real easy. The curtain. Before, the only way that could go into God was a priest. To go into the Holy of Holies, had to go behind the curtain. Boy, that day when that thing ripped apart and put us, now all of us can go to God. Before you had to go through the priest, and the priest had to go back there and so forth and so on. But now we have direct connect with God. Hey God, I need your help. It's Bob down there today. We need some stuff. Now we have direct connect. Everybody say now.
Now.
We have direct connect.
Direct
and also too, I believe that's the starting of the New Testament. That's the new covenant right there. That minute that veil ripped, Old Testament went away, New Testament come in. Because he used to be the priest, had to do this. He did away with the OT right there. Boom, split it. Okay, come on in everybody. Y'all with me on all that? And so the moment the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and old Spielberg getting a hold of this, the earth started shaking, the rocks started splitting, popping, bang. Can you imagine rocks going pop, 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 just banging away like firecrackers? Oh, here we go. The tombs started to open up, and the bodies of holy men started coming out. Can you imagine? Grandpa, what are you doing here? I don't know, but I felt like the resurrection of the life. Something just took place, man. Something happened. I feel spirit in me rising me up. The tombs broke open. Bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. I am the resurrection and the life. They come out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection. They went, oh my gosh, they went into the city and started appearing to people. Can you imagine? Looked like zombies coming in. Hey, what's up? What? What? Grandpa! What? I'm walking through the city, man. Whoa. What is happening? I am the resurrection and the life. He put life into his people. It says the holy people, they raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection. They went into the holy city and started appearing to many people. Then we talked about this the other day. Who got saved at the cross? Not only for future reference, but the one thief got saved. And the next one says the centurion, the soldiers. There was an earthquake. What had happened was terrified. He said, surely he was the Son of God. We talked about, forgive them, Lord, forgive them. Boom, action, light, bolting, da-da-da-da. It says many women were there watching from a distance, and they had followed Jesus from Galilee to care for his needs. Among them was Mary Magdalene, Mary, mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee. Okay, then they went to the tomb. They had the guards. So we'll probably get into that in the next tape here. So after the Sabbath dawn on that first day, Mary Magdalene and Mary went down to look in the tomb, and they went down to look at the tomb. They loved him, man. They loved him. You ever go to your tombs, or your kids or grandma or grandpa? You ever go down and just say, I gotta go down and be with them? I remember as a kid always taking flowers to grandma's tomb and grandpa on Sunday and putting flowers. They missed him. They loved. Why do my mom and family always got to go to grandma's tomb? We love grandma. She's a good woman. And we miss him. We love her. Always putting flowers. See, they love me so much. I got to go to the tomb. I just got to go to the tomb. And there was a violent earth. Said Mary Magdalene and Mary went to the tomb, and there was a violent earthquake when they walked up. For the angel of the Lord came down from heaven, going to the tomb, and he rolled back the stone, and he sat on it. And he sat on it. And he appeared there like lightning. Lightning. He looked like lightning. He was white as snow. And the guards were so afraid, they shook and become like dead men. I call it getting slain in the spirit. Whoop! Boom. And the angel said, he's not here. He's not here. And go tell your disciples that he's risen, and I'll hook up with you in Galilee. So that's where we'll end up right there, right now. God bless you guys.